Why go to therapy? Roommate is too sheltered to be responsible. Not ready for therapy can go to hell. When you can just get useless verdicts from me. He's a narcissist. He's an asshole. Update, lady. No. Or even better, you do go to therapy and you end up marrying your therapist. Am I the asshole if I report the couple's therapist that married my ex-boyfriend? She's being trifling. Life is interesting that way. Okay, we're done. 0 qualifications and barely made it through college, but he's ready to give some unsolicited judgment. Reddit story court is now in session. All rise for me. What's up, everybody? Judge Tavion A. Thurman is now in court, and the A stands for a whole lot of people looking at Reddit for advice when they should probably try to figure it out for themselves. But hey, if they did that, I wouldn't have these videos. So let's jump right into the first case. So our first case was posted 12 days ago on the Bad Roommate subreddit. Roommate is too sheltered to be responsible. We've had our differences and tried to work through them, but I've arrived at the conclusion my roommate's actions and habits can't be fixed because they stem from an overall attitude of comfort and complacency. The other day, I was preparing to wash our bathroom rugs after a long day of work. I folded them inwards and stacked them by the bathroom door for when our washer is cleared. When she had to go use the bathroom, instead of getting new rugs or just helping me to do the laundry while I was dog-tired and napping, she unraveled the old rugs and flipped them over so that the nasty side were down.
Bruh.
Lady, no. If I tell her what she did was wrong, she'll stop doing it. But these actions of hers are endless. At least she stops doing it when you tell her, but if you constantly have to tell her on different things, that's also still irritating. Whenever the trash was full, she never take out the trash. Whenever the dishes I loaded were clean, she never helped put them away. She just grabbed what she needed. Even if the large issues are fixed now, there's never a shortage of smaller ones. Now she's consistently depleting things and not taking the initiative to replace them, like coffee creamer, printer ink. I recently bought new ink and she depleted all of it on her own art projects. No. Coffee creamer is not cheap, and printer ink is most definitely not cheap. As a guy who constantly is printing out sides and scripts as an actor, not cheap. You need to replace that, ma'am.
It's facts! It's facts! It's not facts. These sites is not facts.
I hate nitpickers, so I hate that I've become someone who nitpicks when all of this, like replacing whatever you use, should be common sense in the first place. Well, that's not nitpicking. Nitpicking is where a person's not necessarily doing things wrong, but in your eyes, it needs to be a certain way. In this case, your roommate's being inconsiderate and nasty. That's not nitpicking. She's being trifling. I think the moment you can, you just need to leave. She's sheltered, or I think you said she's less financially well off. Both of those things. Let's read some of the comments towards evidence, towards something, because she didn't really ask for a verdict. She was ranting, but you know what? We're gonna deliver the verdict on if we think that the roommate is a bad roommate per the subreddit title. But first, let's read the evidence in the comments. Top comment says, "I'm sorry, but why the fuck is there period blood on the bathroom rug? This is so nasty. This sucks. But I'd get a mini fridge and keep everything in the room and lock the door. I even get a new set of bath rugs and hang them dry when you're done taking a shower. There's absolutely no reason for period blood on a bath rug." I know nothing of how women clean up their periods, if there's period blood, if there's a lot of it, or if there's just a little bit. If anything, urine, period blood, puke, if anything ends up on a rug, you immediately clean that shit off. You put it in the washer, or you throw it in the hamper to be cleaned in the next laundry day. But you don't keep it there, and you don't use it, and you don't flip it, so now all that nasty shit is on your floor. That's why you have the rug. I think that people advising OP to just tell her when she's doing something that bothers you are missing the part that was described about the roommate being apparently unable to ever apply the don't do this behavior advice more broadly. She appears to be listening and trying. It's just a long series of micro inconsiderations that I can't seem to escape, and it comes from a lack of common sense. I've learned not to be immediately angry and just try to wrap my head around whatever she's trying to do. In this case, it seems like flipping dirty rugs to step on the clean side was a valid solution to her. It didn't occur to her to keep the ground clean too. I asked her, and she's one of those people who flips her underwear as well. Okay, we're done. We're done. She's a bad roommate. She's a trifling person. She needs help. Okay, so our next case sort of hits home for me because it comes from r/DoorDash. And for those who don't know, other than doing this YouTube stuff and working on my acting career, to keep my bills paid, I DoorDash. I am scared and will try to be not biased towards my fellow Dashers, because I know how irritating it can be, but I also know how unprofessional and rude and certain mindsets that certain DoorDashers can have. Unreal message my wife got. And this one is actually messages on the DoorDash app, so we're going to read the context under it first. My wife ordered her Starbucks coffee, which was around $8 to $9. She tipped $3.50, good tip. The Starbucks is legit 2 blocks away from our house. This is the message she got. She reported the Dasher immediately, and he has been banned until it's investigated. This is crazy. Taking bad orders out on a customer that actually tipped almost 40% for a 2 block away travel time is unacceptable. We are not the type to report or get people in trouble. This guy gets everything he deserves. So $3.50, that Dasher probably got paid $6 for the order. I know he put that the Starbucks coffee was $8 to $9. Whatever you pay for the actual food, that's not what the Dasher gets for delivering it. It's a base pay and then the tip. Supposedly, the Dasher was an asshole in these messages. So let's find out. I'm not going to serve homeless people in this rain. Cancel the order. I won't bring it to you. The hell? First of all, I know I only read the first message. Rain, snow, maybe after rain, after a thunderstorm, is the best time for Dashers. If you don't have money, you should make coffee at home. Homeless people? What the fuck? I am reporting you to DoorDash. Accordingly, you have to pay if you want your order to be delivered, or you will suffer from hunger. If they ordered coffee, I don't think they're dying of hunger. I think they just want to wake up.
Wake up, everybody, no more sleeping in bed.
How can someone homeless order from DoorDash? It was already paid. You can't order if you don't pay first. You should not have chosen the order if you didn't want to deliver it. That is facts.
And that's on period.
Dashers have a choice to accept an order they receive or not. Now, if a Dasher has a horrible acceptance rate, then that explains why he's trying to force you to cancel it yourself. So his acceptance rate doesn't go any lower, because that affects what kind of Dasher you are. You see, your brother here is a platinum Dasher, and that means all my stats are at a certain place, and my acceptance rate is high. But if your acceptance rate is around like 70%, then if you don't deny this order, then you lose that platinum status. You see? I'm giving y'all the in and outs of it. There are too many such bad orders coming in every day. I'm not going to bring that $3 order. It's ridiculous. They tipped $3.50, then he's getting paid, and the base pay is around like $2.75 or whatever. So he's getting paid around $5, $6 to drive 2 blocks. He's complaining about a straight nothing burger. I have to say, before I read in the comments and collect more evidence, you know I'm not a normal judge. I'm barely qualified. I'm not qualified at all. I'm going to pass judgment. Your wife did not deserve the insults that the Dasher gave her, and he was being unreal, as the title says, and he deserves to be banned. Top comment says, my man says suffer from hunger. Jeez, this is not just having a bad day. He's having a bad life. Okay, so our next case comes from Best of Redditor Updates, which you know what that means. An update. Am I the asshole if I report the couples therapist that married my ex-boyfriend a year after our sessions with her? This could get tricky. This can get very tricky. And also very spicy, and I like spicy. In 2017, I, female 25, saw a couples therapist with my then boyfriend, male 36. Okay, so we already have a 10-year age gap. An age gap that matters in my opinion from a 25-year-old to 36-year-old. But let's continue. After 3 sessions with her, I refused to return due to her blatant flirtatious behavior and extremely judgmental attitude towards me, which my ex-boyfriend called me delusional for pointing out. She had told me that I seemed too immature, not ready for therapy or serious relationship. What therapist says you're not ready for therapy?
Bruh.
You don't need to report her for eventually being with your ex-boyfriend. You need to report her for saying that. The whole thing was focused on my ex-boyfriend and his complaints about me. She never asked about my feelings or perspective in the relationship. We broke up about 2 months after the sessions, but I stayed living with my ex-boyfriend until November. Once, after I moved out, I had returned to our old apartment to get mail, and that was the first time I saw the therapist with my ex. But nevertheless, I moved on with my life. I just found out yesterday my ex got married due to a friend telling me about a photo he posted on Facebook. The photo was him and my ex-therapist celebrating their 1-year wedding anniversary. They got married September of 2018, or earlier. That's just when she posted the wedding photos. This was less than a year after the breakup with my ex, and barely over a year after our sessions with her ended. I'm considering filing a complaint with the American Counseling Association. My friends and mental health counselors I know say I have enough evidence. I feel deeply disturbed to find out he married our therapist, especially remembering all the harmful stuff she said to me in the sessions, which, to be honest, really messed with my head. I fear coming off as a bitter ex. Am I the asshole? Some relevant comments right under the post. Hi, I'm a therapist. Please report her. Her behavior is ridiculously unethical, and who knows what else she has done, or if she even should be allowed to practice. Not the asshole times a million. And I'm gonna say, if the therapist say report her ass. Verdict. You're not the asshole if you do it. In fact, you're the asshole if you don't do it. It's time to celebrate, cause we got an update. Time to celebrate, cause we got an update. Give him more glory, we continue with the story. It's time to celebrate, cause we got an update. Update. Wow. Thank you everyone for your responses. I realize that as the ex, it is pretty much impossible for it not to seem like I'm jealous, petty, or bitter. True, I didn't really get to that part because I was just excited to get to the update. But no matter what, you are going to seem like a jealous ex. But it doesn't matter if your friends support you. I think you said you had a counselor, a therapist support you. A therapist in this Reddit story supports you. You don't really need to care about what the ex and his now wife will think about you. I think it is morally your responsibility now, as you're the one that witnessed this, to make sure that none of the clients that she has goes through what you did, or that the ex as a therapist gives horrible advice. It is also impossible to have sat in those sessions and then see your therapist and ex get married and have zero feelings about it. So, one of my friends has basically taken it upon herself to investigate this therapist. I swear she should be FBI. She found out that this is the third last name that this woman has practiced psychotherapy with. Under the first last name in 2014, she was charged with DUI and property damage. She also comes up on the health grades with 5 one-star reviews and an overall 3-star rating. Essentially, what this new information does for me is confirm that she has been a shitty human being with shitty morals for quite some time. Therefore, I can say with certainty that I am reporting. As you should. I am happy that OP is going through with reporting it as she should. You are not the asshole, as I said before. For reporting it. No one cares what your ex thinks. He's a narcissist. He's an asshole. He obviously was soaking up all the attention he was getting in those therapy sessions and not worrying about his relationship with you. And he can go to hell. Well, those are all the cases for Reddit Story Court today. Let me know down in the comments if you agree with my verdicts, if you have your own verdicts, or if you think differently on the situation, or if you just want to add to the details of the situation. Let me also know in the comment section any other stories you might want me to read from Reddit. While you do that, you should also subscribe, because this channel is called Geek Elites by Heart, and I want everyone here to be a geek elite. So subscribe, like, and share, and comment everything and anything you want to do. But until then, this Reddit Story Court is adjourned.
You are special, you're the only one like you. There isn't another in the whole wide world who can do the things you do, 'cause you are special.